Alright, so this is episode 11 of Call of the Night. A little bit of a recap. Not too much happened in the previous episode. It was a fun one, but not too much, like other than the message that came towards the end. When we saw Midori, I thought that we were going to focus a little bit more on her, but in the end it became the focus of the episode became more about Arisa and the potential peeping Tom and the whole mystery that was behind it. Cole was having a little too much fun on this whole detective business, but hey, he's a kid, so let his imagination run wild and all that. We did get a nice little message, albeit again, I'm still not really sure when it comes to Midori saying that everybody is sick, but you know, could use a different phrase. That's all right. But she's just basically saying that everybody has their own little quirks and or they all have their own little problems and they deal with it in their own ways. And you know, sometimes some of these ways may look a little bit weird to others or not normal, but Midori made sure to tell Arisa that she accepts her for who she is, and so Arisa, who was actually the person who was taking these peeping Tom photos because she wanted to make Midori jealous but also acknowledge her as someone who is not recognizable, attractable? I suppose that's one word. So it was a nice message overall, and I assume we will continuously see Arisa from time to time, just like how we saw that office lady whose name I forgotten. Well, and also Akiyama as well. He's the guy who became a fledgling under Sari. And also Mahiru. We haven't seen Mahiru since his episode. We've seen, I think there's like 4 characters that we've seen so far that I just feel like they're one-off characters, but I assume they're gonna hop in from time to time, although I assume that Mahiru is going to have more of a role later on, since he is friends with Akira and Cole, and there's the whole potential that he might be courting a vampire and all that, or maybe it's the opposite way, I don't know. Shirakawa, that's her name, the office lady who got fucking tossed out by Nazuna. But I do have my full-length reaction up on Patreon, which you guys can check out in the description down below. Other than that, let us get started. Wow, what an upgrade! Not sleeping on the ground anymore. Whoa! Dude, she's bragging, dude. You got a cosplay? So you got all this money from the May Cafe? I just saw a massager on the bottom shelf. Damn, you got out here recruiting? Wow. Wow. He's in the light, she's in the dark. Wow, that was a really nice stylistic change in terms of colors. I'm not hitting on you though. Chill, you want a massage? Not hitting on you. Now go for the massage spiel. Sure. I don't think there was music during that whole thing, huh? But that was really nice, and how, like, you know, she stood up. And again, with, like, the whole stylistic of, like, her being in the darkness. Since I suppose we don't really know who she is. Or she's just in a dark place herself. But there's that sound of, like, the vehicle just driving as it gets louder as she's finally deciding to make her decision. Very nice. I really like. I assume that tan, brownish color is hers then. I mean, she is wearing that, what are those things? What are those coats called? The only thing I'm thinking about is those fucking... It's the coat that, like, those streakers use, you know, when they want to fucking flash themselves. Oh, took her out for some coffee? Massaging! Of course! Cuddle buddy business. It isn't sketchy at all. Shows a phallic object. I'm like a girl in a maid costume giving out pamphlets. Uh-oh, she knows the law! Oh no! He's illegally working! What is the age to work in Japan anyways? He's like 14, so... What is that? What is this accent? It really sounds like she's just eating her own tongue. That's what it sounds like to me. Damn! What about the massage though? if you yeah, if you want to cuddle. She an artist? She's got that glove. Actually, artists would have the glove would cover their private detective. After what we just after what happened in the previous episode, I figured Conan. Yeah, because she's a private detective. Yeah, she's already gonna interrogate him? I feel like I know Akiyama? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Akiyama is the boy who became the fledgling. She's got that private eye. So anyways, you want a massage? Hey! The way her voice just went, aww. I'm just over here. Dude, she smoked like 3 cigarettes in this cafe. And she didn't even come here for a massage? And she's upset. Ooh, man went and bought some booze, damn! That was a bigger catch. Oh, there's Mahiru? Is that it? School? We're gonna sneak in. Come on, it's youth. We gotta have a little breaking and entering somewhere. There you go. Let's celebrate adolescence. Holy shit. She's wearing a skirt, guys. She's wearing... Yeah. They're all just like... just staring up at her. Understandable. By breaking the rules. Hell yeah. It's the first time, actually it's not the first time we saw the school, but technically the first time we saw it at night. We only saw the pool that was up top before. Is there somebody in the toilet? Like Hanako? I know. Yeah, Hanako. Oh, wow. Another one. Look at these three having fun at like what, 2 AM in the morning? Wow, that gets me very nostalgic. 10 years ago, did they become a vampire?
夜の教室に現れるという。なんで？あれ、あの薄、めっちゃ怖くない？怖いしワクワクしない？うちの学校特有ってすごくない？
You know, they've both seen vampires. I don't think.
せっかくだし、最後まで見ていこうぜ。
Red means scary, guys. Better fucking run.
どうしてこんな時間に生徒は？ダメじゃないか。夜は危ないんだ。
Oh, he's not wrong. Oh my god, why you gotta walk like that? Is that actually... So it's actually a vampire? Yeah, you guys are a little scared, huh? Of course you want the girl. Oh, sudden danger, dude. Ooh, hopefully you don't get that saliva into your mouth. Ooh. Man is struck by fear. You know it's a vampire. It's supposed to end today. Man was trying... Was he going to kill himself? He knows what to do with vampire once he gets himself... Y'all better... I mean, it's not like running will do anything if they're a vampire. They're gonna fucking get after you, but... No, Mahiru, get the chair and fucking just... just down on him! Is he more like a ghoul? Is he like a... Is he like a fledgling that's... He's just been holding back all this time. Yeah, he's trying to... So is this the teacher? He became a... Oh? I really like that when she comes in, the entire... What up? From my perspective. Meanwhile, everybody is just standing around him, seducing this man. He sees that vein, dude. Okay, so she is human. Her blood is poisonous? Or is she actually... I'm trying to figure out, like... You've never eaten properly once. 10 years. Holy shit, dude. That's wild. Sometimes people don't want to become vampires, huh? He fell in love with a vampire and... Suddenly I'm just like, is she a vampire hunter? But yeah, he got tricked by a lady vampire. I was gonna say, is she gonna pull out a syringe out of nowhere? But, oh, what are you giving? Silver? And then the sun comes up. Oh, man smiled in his last moments. Just Ash.
10年前失踪したこの学校の
Died
教
as
師
a
は
human being.
人として死んでいった。本来何もしなくても今日死ぬ予定だったが、私はウグイスアンコ
Anko.
人探しの依頼は少なくない。失踪理由に吸血鬼が絡んでいることも、まあ多いとは言わないが、たまには。
That happens sometimes.
そうなるとどうしても吸血鬼への対処法が必要。
Okay, so, okay.
結構苦労したんだぞ。まず
なんで殺した？よくわかんないけど、さっきの吸血鬼の人、今日死ぬ予定だって言ってただろ。わざわざあんたが殺す必要なんてあったのか。
Cole.
化け物の
Cole.
まま生きているのか、自分が何になったのかわからないまま悩んで過ごした彼を否定するのか。
There must have been another way! You know nothing about vampires.
君のくだらない夢を叶えさせるつもりはない。
Your idiotic dream.
くれぐれも気をつけたまえ。君が知らないだけでいろんな吸血鬼がいる。二人にも名刺を渡しておこう。
Wow, look at all these signs. What the f- It's like every fucking 5 inches. Like, what is every 5 feet, honestly. What the hell?
僕はまだ吸血鬼を何も知らない。
That's the end. Oh, sick. It's just him walking alone. It's just him walking alone, deep in thoughts, realizing that he knows absolutely nothing about vampires. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, okay, I have to get her name afterwards, but I think just from her introduction, I really like her character. And I just love how the mood just changes when she fucking comes in. It's just so nice. I don't think I'll ever stop talking about like how much I love the coloring in this anime and how much it just portrays, you know, the different various mood. You know, like when they came into the classroom, because they've been having fun, so we've been having that sort of... I think the school was bluish, wasn't it? It was like blue. It was like the outside usually is purple, which is such a fantastic color to look at, like how the night is. But then, but yeah, I'll have to look at when they were at school again, what the coloring scheme was. But you know, they were all having fun, having a nice time, living their adolescence. And then the moment they entered the room with the vampire teacher, everything just turns red, because red means scary, but also danger. And then we saw the man was drawn in like similar ways as Akiyama. When it was drawn in the same way as Akiyama when he was going through his little freak out moment. So that was very that was really interesting. I really liked that. And okay, I'm gonna go write my notes, and then we will be right back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 11 of Call of the Night. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a great episode. Gave us, or at the very least, gave Cole and company a new perspective on vampires, because before this episode, all of the vampires that we've seen, or at the very least all the vampires that Cole has seen, are more, I would say, high-class vampires. They're more, I was gonna say in the upper echelon, but in terms of experience, it feels like they've been around for a while and they've kind of come to terms that they're vampires and this is just what they do, and they seem to revel in it and they seem to have fun in it, other than Nazuna when it comes to making fledgling and all of that. You know, they don't really have a big problem about sucking blood or anything like that. So for Cole to experience this new kind of vampire, and for Anko, our new character, to come in and lecture him and saying that you don't know anything about vampires, and making him realize that, yeah, you're right, I don't know anything about them. But also Anko says like, I'm not going to let you finish, or I'm not gonna let you go through your idiotic dream or something, which now I'm just kind of like, so does that mean she knows that his dream is to become a vampire? That's, yeah, she's a detective, I suppose. She's done research. But it'll be interesting to see more of Anko and how she learned about that whole dream that Cole has. But anyways, let's go back to the beginning. We've had a little less of Nazuna for the past 2 episodes, which is totally fine with me, because for like the first 5-6 episodes, we've just been following Cole and Nazuna, so it's just nice to get all the other characters that we've seen before and have them have the screen time. But we saw that Nazuna has been infatuated by the money, the amount of money that she's been making at the maid cafe. She's upgraded her place and now she wants to get more customers and use more of the upgraded stuff that she has for more money, you know? And I was just thinking about that electric massager that she had on the bottom shelf, but I'm just like, you know, it is a massage. It is technically a massager, so you can use it for the whole massaging business. Cole ends up having to go out and find customers for Nazuna because, of course, she'd rather just chill on her bed and wait for the customers to come in instead of doing it herself. I mean, she sometimes has done it herself. Maybe, I assume that's how she gets business. But she's just letting Cole do all the work, and he ends up finding Anko. And we find that she is a private detective, which is just a funny thing, considering that we had the whole detective shit in the previous episode. So it was a nice foreshadowing. So we saw that Cole was very excited for the whole like private detective thing. He's like, wow, do you do mysteries? You know, do you solve murder mysteries and all that? And she's over here like, no, I think Conan's got that. Very nice. But she explains to him that she has an ongoing case for a missing person in the name of whatever his first name is, Akiyama. And so she shows the picture. Cole realizes, oh my god, that is the guy who just became a fledgling. I literally watched him become a fledgling. And Anko, having her private eye, she realizes that he might know something, but he's not going to give up so easily. So she just lets him go, and I assume she was just gathering information on him afterwards, you know, because she's like, oh, this boy probably knows something. But she lets him go for the time being, and then in the next scene, well, if I just jump right past him buying drinks for Nazuna, we saw Cole, Mahiru, and Akira sneaking into the school and having some fun at night. And Mahiru was saying something like, oh, this is the one way we can keep in contact with each other. If we just happen to miss one occasion or something, we might have never been able to hang out ever again. And it's a very understandable thing, and that's why Mahiru wanted to go into the school and explore the 7 urban legends of the school. And even though, you know, he just not lightly, but he just casually says that, and it really dawned on me, where I was like, yeah, you're right, you know, you miss a connection one time, and then it feels really difficult to reconnect with that person again, and then eventually days become months and months become years, and you're just kind of like, holy shit, you know, you wanted to talk to that person 3 years ago, but you've never gotten the chance. But also, I got very nostalgic thinking about how these kids were just hanging out with each other at like 2 a.m. or whatever, you know, at very, very late at night. And it reminded me of all the times when I used to hang out with my friend at like 1 a.m. or something, you know? It's like, yo, it's 1 a.m. You want to go out for tacos? It's like, all right, let's go. So I got very nostalgic about that. But while they were on the rooftop, Mahiru remembers a story about a teacher who went missing 10 years ago, and that there are rumors that you might see them in a classroom at nighttime. And obviously, when it comes to the show about vampires, of course, the teacher is a vampire. And it was an interesting one too, where he said he was holding back all this time and that today was his last day. So I was thinking, is he going to kill himself? Like, I assume that's what he's gonna do. He was just gonna chill in the fucking room until the sun comes up, and then he's just gonna, you know, disintegrate. But the kids came in, and, you know, fresh blood and all that, and the teacher was really like, I'll take the girl. He's got 3 selection. He's like, I'll choose the girl. Why not? Because, of course, Akira's gonna get targeted. During that whole thing, Cole is paralyzed because he just... again, this is a new perspective on vampires. He's never seen this vampire before. He said all the other vampires I've seen before, they're clean and they're well kept because they want to keep up their appearance to, you know, make fledglings. So why is this guy so fucking dirty? Why is he at this point, you know? Why isn't he like these other fucking vampires that I've seen before? Which, again, I feel like they're a very high class compared to this man. But we saw Anko come back, and I think she said something about like, this is also one of her case, but she didn't expect, you know, this whole thing to be happening. And I kind of wonder, since he said like, today's my last day. And Anko came to basically kill him, you know, let him die as a human. I wondered if she was supposed to be, she was supposed to be here, you know, she showed up, so she was supposed to be here for the teacher and all that. I like the interesting note was when the guy came and tastes Anko's blood, and he's just over here like, oh, the blood is disgusting. Is it supposed to taste this bad? And she kind of glossed over it by saying, oh, it's probably because you haven't had any blood in 10 years. But if he had tasted Ko's blood, which Nazuna says is delicious, would he have been like, wow, this blood is really delicious? Or would it just tasted bad to him too because he hasn't had blood in 10 years? Or is it really just because Anko's blood is disgusting? God, I wish I had Anko's blood, I'll be honest with you. My blood is unfortunately delicious for mosquitoes. So I know that if vampires came for me, I will be their target. So she took out a ring, which I assume is like a silver ring, and she put it on his palm, and he's just over here like, get this ring away from me. And so I'm just over here like, so are vampires kind of like werewolves where they don't like silver? You know, it's like, oh my god, it's a silver thing. I don't want to touch it. Get it away from me. It wasn't burning him or anything. But she was just like, hold on to it, you know, hold on to it. Die as a human. Which is an interesting thing, you know, because I guess he did die as a human. She said like, well, you know, at least he died as a human, but he didn't really die naturally. He literally disintegrated in the sun. So it was again, it was just a nice overall perspective on the new sort of vampire, and especially I would say the low-class vampires, the people who got fucking duped by the higher-ups of the vampires. He was over here crying about like, I didn't even know that vampires existed. So like before you know, when he fell in love with this vampire, that vampire didn't tell him anything. And I assume he had no support system at that point, because when he became a vampire, the master vampire, I don't remember what it is, you know, when he became a fledgling and his master decided to abandon him, like they were just like, all right, you're a vampire now, I'm out, see you later, I'm gonna go make more babies somewhere else. And so he had no support system, and because of that, he didn't realize he was a vampire for the most part. All he knows is that he had this craving for blood, and he's been holding it back for 10 years. And so again, it was just a nice thing, because what we saw from Akiyama, who knew that Sari was a vampire and decided to become a fledgling, because why not? You know, he did it on his own basis, on his own terms, while the teacher had no say in this. And I'm just gonna keep saying it's interesting to see the new perspective. But it'll be nice to see what's going to happen in the next episode with Cole now knowing this information, and is he going to ask Nazuna about it, or is he going to meet another vampire and, you know, talk it out about it to them. But before all that, we saw an ignorant Cole who doesn't get why Anko was doing this thing that she was doing, and he questioned why she had to kill him. You know, like, why did you have to kill him like that? And Anko really dug into him, and I really appreciate that. You know, she gotta show him what's what, tells him he doesn't know vampires at all, and that, like, do you want this man to stay as a vampire? He obviously does not want to suck blood. You know, he's been holding it back for 10 years, and suddenly now what, you're going to be like, oh yeah, give this man some blood. You know, the one thing that he's been holding back for 10 years, give it to him. It's like somebody who went on rehab and they've just haven't had drugs or like alcohol in 10 years, and Cole's just over here like, just give him the drugs, just give him the alcohol, come on, man. So yeah, it was nice, you know, seeing Cole being, for a first time, feeling ignorant and not knowing what this thing is that he wants to become. So it's nice, you know. Not everything is happy and dandy once you become a vampire. So I really like that. New outlook on vampires. very fun. I'm gonna stop right there before I start becoming a broken record if I haven't already. So if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.